the neurotransmitter responsible for pleasure and reward, plays a crucial role in this cycle. When we constantly seek cheap dopamine hits, through masturbation, pornography, or other impulsive behaviors, we weaken our ability to pursue long-term goals, maintain discipline, and achieve true fulfillment. This is where semen retention comes in, a practice that involves conserving sexual energy rather than wasting it. By retaining semen, men can harness their primal energy, redirect it toward higher purposes, and break free from the dopamine-driven escape mechanisms that keep them weak and unfulfilled. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a key role in how we experience pleasure, motivation, and reward. It's released when we eat, win, connect, or accomplish something meaningful. But it's also released in unnatural amounts when we binge on pornography, junk food, drugs, or endless scrolling. When dopamine is constantly stimulated by artificial sources, the brain becomes desensitized. What used to bring satisfaction no longer satisfies. So, we seek more extreme stimulation, longer sessions, harder content, and more frequent release. We become dopamine addicts. But here's the brutal truth. Dopamine is not happiness. It is anticipation. It's the drive to chase, not the feeling of fulfillment. Chasing dopamine endlessly never fills the void. It only deepens it. Why do men seek constant hits of dopamine? Because they are running. Running from fear, from failure, from emotional pain, from a purposeless life, from the weight of responsibility, from the agony of facing their own potential. Porn and ejaculation become a quick escape route, a temporary release from the crushing pressure of expectation and uncertainty. But every escape comes at a cost. You don't just escape from pain. You escape from growth, from discipline, from your divine potential. Men were not meant to escape. They were made to endure, to conquer, to rise above. Escaping through dopamine is the slow suicide of the masculine soul. Semen is not just fluid. It is concentrated life force. It is energy. It carries your essence, your vitality, your focus, your willpower. Every unnecessary ejaculation is not just a loss of physical substance, but a depletion of spiritual armor. When you ejaculate compulsively, especially through pornography, you're not just draining your body, you're scattering your spiritual power. You weaken your aura, you dull your intuition, you make your body soft and your mind foggy. That's why you feel empty after a FAP session. That's why your motivation dips. That's why your ambition fades. The very force that could have been used to build a business, write a book, hit the gym, or speak boldly, was wasted in the illusion of pleasure. The modern world is a dopamine machine. Every app, every website, every advert is designed to capture your attention and stimulate your pleasure centers. You are not the customer. You are the product. And what's the best way to control a man? Make him a slave to pleasure. A man chasing pleasure cannot chase purpose. A man drowning in lust cannot swim in clarity. A man addicted to escape cannot lead. Pleasure is not evil, but pleasure without responsibility is enslavement. That's what semen retention teaches. To reverse the flow of energy. To become the master of pleasure, not its slave. Every time you hold back, every time you choose discipline over indulgence, you're reclaiming your throne. Retention as a weapon. Semen retention is not about suppression. It's about redirection. Instead of letting your sexual energy leak out in meaningless orgasms, you transform into drive, confidence, vision, and leadership. That fire you feel when you're on retention, it's real. Your voice gets deeper. Your presence grows. Your posture straightens. Your eyes gain intensity. Your creativity explodes. Why? Because you're no longer wasting energy on illusion. You are facing reality, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and using your pain as fuel instead of numbing it with dopamine. You begin to radiate masculine energy, and the world responds. People listen when you speak. Women sense your power. Men respect your presence. Facing the inner demons. Retention is hard because it forces you to sit with yourself. Without the escape of orgasm, you confront your fears, your traumas, your insecurities, your wounds. You meet the part of you that you've been running from. But that's where true healing begins. When you stop running and start feeling. When you stop avoiding and start transforming. The longer you stay on the path, the more you sharpen your mind and purify your soul. You realize that the dopamine rush of ejaculation was never worth the crash that followed. You begin to create your own dopamine through accomplishments, through meaning, through self-respect. Rewiring the brain. The brain can change. It's called neuroplasticity. When you quit the dopamine escape, your brain will fight back. It will throw cravings, dreams, flashbacks. It will beg for a hit, but stay strong. Day by day, week by week, the receptors begin to reset. You begin to feel joy in simple things again. A workout, a good meal, nature, silence, deep conversations. You start to feel like a man again, not a puppet pulled by algorithms and lust, but a sovereign being with clarity and power. Your focus increases. Your sleep improves. Your anxiety drops. Your confidence grows. You reclaim what was always yours, your mind. One day, the pleasures you chase will die with your body, but your discipline, that will live on in everything you built, in every life you impacted, in every soul you uplifted by standing tall when you could have fallen. Retention is not just about personal gain. It's about legacy. It's about embodying the kind of masculinity this world desperately needs. Present, powerful, purposeful. You'll become a lighthouse for others lost in their own storms. Not because you were perfect, but because you chose to fight when it mattered. The choice is simple. Continue to escape through dopamine and live in a prison of your own making. Or rise above. Retain your essence. Face your pain. Reclaim your crown. Every man has within him the potential to become legendary, but it begins with saying no to escape and yes to mastery. Semen retention is more than abstaining. It is ascending. Do not run. Do not numb. Do not waste. Stand firm. Hold your seed. And watch your entire world transform. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and share the video with your friends. Join our Telegram channel for great motivation. Click on the link below